Mary Cunningham. Why don't you go, Peter, to her accolades. Mary has really been energetic since she's been in this place. And if you just take a quick look at that, I was really surprised that the Crozet Gazette has now got a real link to your stories. They've just done that recently because
we have a few years.
no, I mean, this is a real link. You used to have to go to the website and search for them. Now you've got a link, and you've got a link to Lynn's stories. We're really getting all of this technology is just making a lot of this come together for us. So please have at it for us, Mary.
All right. Do you have them listed? No, I didn't.
Maybe not.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
never mind
sadly.
then.
Sorry.
Too bad. But anyway,
There's a Crozet
We
link
will
there.
update it when we share this slide.
it's fine. It just helps me because I didn't print it out. But, okay, so Mary Cunningham is my name. I live in Afton. I have lived in Nelson County since 1997, brought here by the Monroe Institute and all they offered, which some of you have heard of. Oops, it's this. Okay, so sorry. So yes, we bought a big property up in Afton and built a straw bale eco house, we like to call it, but it's basically a very large house for a straw bale house because we designed it ourselves. So back then, there was a story written about the house when it was being built. There was a lot of skepticism. This was in 2000. We actually moved in. Teresa Curry is a writer for the Crozet Gazette. At that time, though, she was a writer for in Waynesboro, and she wrote a story on the house. And then she kind of came back around 20 years later and said, "So how's that house going?" And she wrote another story for the Gazette. So those are there if you're interested in straw bale house construction and that story, which is a good one. Between that year that we moved there into the straw bale house and recent years, we raised our family. We have two young kids who are young adults now, and many of you might know Ben and Samantha, who went throughout public school here, and we used to have Girl Scouts here in this building. So there was a lot of busy community life, a busy school life through those years. So in 2018, I was invited to write for the Crozet Gazette on stories of local interest. And that was at the end, sort of the end of the year, toward the end of the year. Then it comes 2019. It was a big year here because for everywhere, it was the 50-year mark of a lot of things, and the 50-year mark of Camille. The history of Camille was really celebrated in 2019. So there's a really good story about Camille. In 2000, everybody knows about 2000, we all just shut down for COVID. And when you're writing current event type stories, that was, okay, so what are we going to write about? I remember thinking with the editors and other writers, how do we write? We can't even get together. But we had a lot of great stories about raising chickens in your backyard and things that people were becoming more resourceful for. At that point, 2001, it just was, what am I saying? I'm saying that wrong, 2001, 2010. We really lost. We really lost community. I wrote 2000 and it should have been 2020. That's what's throwing me. So we really lost community by that point, or we felt the loss of our community because we were so connected. So that was a big change. I have continued to write. for the Gazette, but the stories have taken on, the Rockfish Valley News is more of a current events and stories of today. Like, what are we doing? What's going on down the road? So that's the place to look for stories of that nature. And since we have Lynn with us as well, she's got some of the features that are more in depth and of interest. But I request of you to send me your stories or send me what's happening out there. So I do stay really busy and really kind of a community activist. I just have the permission to kind of stick my nose in everybody's business. And that's the good thing about being a reporter of community interest stories. And I request that you contact me for what's going on. I'm going to leave the Rockfish Valley Community Center to Stu to talk about, but that's certainly been a big focal point for a lot of us. So, okay?